The Backstory, Episode 002. Are you ready to make your law firm a profit-generating machine that will free up your time and skyrocket your impact? With more than 2 decades of business growth experience and having proven that you can be successful while prioritizing your family and your impact, introducing the Profit with Law podcast. I am your host, the creator of the firm differentiator 10x effect, Moshe Amsel. Hello there and welcome to episode 2, the backstory of the Profit with Law podcast. And let me start with why I think it's important to share who I am and how this podcast came about. First of all, I think that in future episodes, I am very likely to share a personal story or an experience. And I think that understanding my history and where I've been will help put those stories into context. So this is kind of like setting the stage for the different material that might come in the future. So it's a really good place to start. And the second reason is that you just may be wondering, why should I listen to this guy? Who is Moshe Amsel? And why should I listen to him? More importantly, I'm not an attorney. And most of the people out there in the law firm growth business, the law firm coaching, and also podcast hosts are other attorneys who are running successful law firm practices. And I'm not. So why do I have experience in the law firm industry, and why is my experience something that will be helpful to you? So that's why I think it's really important to just get out in front of that and share it with you so that you know who I am, where I come from, and what I have to share. And I'm sure that by the end of this episode, you will agree with me that there is a ton of knowledge and experience that I have gained that you can gain from as well by me sharing it here on the podcast. So that's why I wanted to just get out here and share it with you. So I'll start with the basics. My name is Moshe Amsel, and I grew up in Rockland County, New York, which is a suburb of New York City. And straight out of high school, I went to work. I actually did not start with going to college, and somehow fell into an industry, the IT industry, and fell into a career that I was in for a good 20 years and was extremely, extremely successful in. The IT industry, as I worked my way up very quickly in the first few years, I eventually held positions of director of IT, director of sales, and really the next thing I'm going to share about my life events will explain how I ended up doing a switch from the IT industry. But I ended up doing a career change, and while I was still working in the IT industry, I went back to school and started to study, and I ended up getting business degree, an undergrad business degree, and I ended up graduating with an MBA in an MBA CPA track. Now, I'm not a CPA, but I have taken all 4 of the CPA exams and passed them. However, in order to be a licensed CPA, you need to have worked for another accounting firm or another CPA. It doesn't have to be an accounting firm. It just has to be a CPA in an accounting practice, in an accounting capacity, and get that year of experience. And what happened was, and you'll understand how it happened this way when I share my life events shortly, is that I was not in the position to be able to leave my IT job and join an accounting firm in an entry-level position. So what I did was I started my own accounting practice on the side. And I ended up building that accounting practice up and still run it today. The name of the practice is Dream Builder Financial. And that's actually a name that you're going to see associated with me because my emails come from there. But while working in my accounting firm, I started to attract some attorneys, and I'll go into that very shortly, but I also started a law firm growth coaching company, which we now like to call Profit with Law. So how did these career transitions happen, and where did my life events transpire that really influenced my trajectory on my career path. So first of all, I got married really young. And as a matter of fact, I got married within the first year of starting my career, so straight out of high school. And I also had children really young. So by the time that I was 23 years old, yes, that's about right. By the time I was 23 years old, I was already a director of IT at an IT company. I was also already a father of 3 little girls, and I was also a homeowner. And along with that came a lot of responsibility and not a lot of room to be a kid anymore. So a lot of growing up happened for me in those first few years straight out of high school, and I kind of got a running start on life. Unfortunately, in 2006, I got divorced. And really what happened with that divorce is it set me on a path of really evaluating what I was doing and why I was doing it and whether I was happy in life. And during that self-reflection period and understanding why am I here on this earth and what kind of influence am I intended to give, I found that working in the IT industry was not my calling. Although I was really good at it and I was making a really nice living from it, it didn't light me up. I didn't wake up in the morning excited to go to work, and I knew that there was something more for me out there. I knew that there was an opportunity for me to impact other people and help them grow and help them with their lives. And I kind of added to my repertoire during that period. I became a paramedic, which I still do on the side. Really enjoy it. And I do it once a week now on Thursday nights. I work the entire Thursday night on the paramedic truck. But that wasn't the answer either. Although I love helping people in that capacity, that also felt very limited to me. And I started to understand that there was a better and bigger way to help people out there. And that's really where I went back to school and I started to take classes and found that the accounting and finance classes were really enjoyable to me. And then I started my accounting firm, and still, even with starting my accounting firm, I was trying to find the right place for me. Like I didn't want to be an accountant per se. I wanted to be more of a business and financial consultant and strategist for business owners who I felt were people who are the most likely to be able to succeed and grow their wealth. And the evolution of my accounting firm, that I settled on the mission statement that drives us here at my business. And our mission is to empower all people with wealth creation so that this and future generations can lead a better life. And I'm really passionate about that mission. And that's really why I started doing, for the longest time, I shied away from the word coach, and I used business strategist, business consultant. But really what I was doing was creating a path where I was coaching people on their business growth. And during this period, I got a number of law firms as clients. And what happened was I started to notice that law firms are unique in a certain way from a lot of the businesses I was working with, in that the owners of the firm are extremely gifted and talented people that are so smart and really have their head on their shoulders and make awesome decisions. But when it came to running the business as a business, they really weren't very good at it. And they were making some, what I feel are cardinal mistakes and missteps that many other business owners don't even make, because they had a bad example, because they came from another firm that was doing the same thing, because that's all that they know, having attended law school and then went to work at a large firm or went to work at a law firm before going out on their own. Now there are people who are even starting their firm straight out of law school, which means that you have no examples to look at, not even a bad example. So really what I saw was an opportunity for me, with all of my business experience, to be able to influence and help these law firm owners who so badly want to create freedom in their lives, so badly want to create financial freedom, so badly want to create time freedom, and so badly want to impact the world. There's so many of you that are out there because you're just passionate about what you do and you just want to effectuate change. And then there are so many of you out there that all you want to do is be able to be home with your families. And I had one client tell me that she was working 12 to 18-hour days. I can't imagine. The truth is I can't imagine, because at different times of my life, I actually have worked 12 to 18-hour days, and that we could save that for another episode. But I can't imagine a attorney working 12 to 18-hour days and not bringing home a paycheck. And that's the situation that I feel is almost criminal. And that's what I am here to fix. And that's what I'm here to try to help and try to make different for you. So I've taken all of my experiences as director of IT, as director of sales, as an accountant, as a tax strategist, as a business strategist, and as a paramedic. Why am I throwing a paramedic in there? Because as a paramedic, I have learned how to operate from protocols. I have learned how to operate in extremely stressful situations and maintain clarity and a clear head on exactly what it is that I need to do. And even in that field where things can be chaotic, it is the clear guidelines of what we need to do in every situation and the checklist that we need to follow that allows us to be able to perform in even the most strenuous and contentious situations. And as a law firm owner, you need to be able to operate the same way. So I think even my experience as a paramedic is something that you can learn from and that can help you. So I've taken all of these experiences together, and I am now out here on this podcast packaging those experiences up for you in a way that makes sense for you, that you can use to grow your firm, change some of the things that you do, understand where some of your mindset limitations are, understand where your processes are broken, understand why you have difficulty bringing new clients in, and really start to effectuate that change and to help you in your growth journey and your ability to start to create wealth in a way that can help you and future generations lead a better life. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for tuning into the Profit with Law podcast. Your feedback is extremely valuable to us, as well as helping us reach more people with this valuable content. Please leave us a rating and review in your favorite podcast directory. Join us again next time when we are back with even more strategies to profit with law.